14, 38, and 45. So they are basically the same thing. In here I have in line 14, let's head back to line 14. Where is line 14? So in here I have just done the opposite thing. Previously I had the background color property, but I did not have the color property for my textual display. In here in line 4 for this part, I have the color property for my text, but I don't have a background color property. So it's suggesting me, warnings generally means that it's a form of suggestion. It's a form of suggestion that you have room for improvements. So it's telling me that you should include a background property for this H1 element that's inside this header element. So this is basically talking about this H1 element inside this header tags. So the other warnings or the suggestions are similar ones for line 38 and line 45. You can also check them out. So the foremost thing that we must look at is this: there are no specific errors that we got. So what if you have missed something like this? You have missed an opening curly brace. You have also missed, suppose, a semicolon in here. And let's save this, and now let's check this again. Let's head back to our validator. I'll be posting the links, so check them out on the description part. Let's upload this again, and let's check this. So you see, now I got a red bar, and it's telling me there is a critical error that I need to look at. And I need to look at a critical error that's occurring at line 13. So let's find out where line 13 is. Okay, so what happened in here, it was quite clumsy at the validator, might be clumsy at times. The reason behind is because I haven't included any form of opening curly brace for this rule set. So it's also telling me there is an error. My editor is now telling me there is an error, and now the error, it's correctly telling me there is this error on line 15, and line 15 is having the property of text align. So I'll be looking at that later on. Now, because the reason why it was telling me that the error occurred on line 13, because I haven't used any opening curly brace, and this entire section was read as a single as multiple elements. So as if I'm referring to numerous elements from this document, and I'm trying to apply some sort of rules or some sort of rule sets on those elements, but that's not the case. These are actually properties that I want to apply for this specific element called header that has been applied inside this body section, body element. Now let's get back. Okay, so I need to change this part. Now let's save this. Let's get back to our browser. Let's re-upload this. Now there is another problem in here. It's telling me on line 16 there's a value error, and this is occurring on a property called text align, and it's attempting to find a semicolon before the property name added. So it's specifically telling me that on line 16, let's head back to line 16. Where is line 16? Although it's telling me that this is on line 16, the reason behind is that this entire thing is read as a single declaration, or its entire thing is read as a single rule. So when the validator finds that after the color property there is a semicolon, so it reads that this is a rule. But after that, it finds that there is no semicolon after this entire rule, but it has got the property name along with the value. So it's telling me there is a value error because after the value we need to provide a semicolon, and because we didn't do that, it's considering the entire thing to be a value for the text align for this text align property. So let's add this and let's save this. Now you see even your ID isn't complaining. So this was about CSS validation. Now let's head back to our HTML validation and look what happens. Let's see what happens now. Let's check this again. Let's re-upload this. This is the CSS style. Now you see it prints out the green bar and it's congratulating me because there are no known important errors. Let's head back to our HTML checker. Now, because we are going to upload this from our own local machine's file system, we are not going to use an address. If your website is on a production server, if your website is hosted on a server, you can just add the URL in here and click on check. But my files are not uploaded on the server. They are residing inside my local machine, so I'll choose the file upload option, and I will click on browse. Now let me choose index, and let me choose okay, let me click on check. So basically you don't have any sort of errors in here. What it's telling you is that it's suggesting you something. This warning actually means it's putting up suggestions for you. So it's telling you section lacks heading, consider using H1 to H6 elements to add identifying headings to all sections from line 16, column 3 to line 16, column 11. Age, this is actually referring to, I guess this is actually referring to the comment, and it's showing you where to add the headings. You should add your headings inside the section element, because it's telling me section element with no heading, and it's also telling me that my aside element also does not have a heading. So let's head back to our app Tunnel Studio and let's open up this index.html. This was the file that I've shown you at the beginning of this series. So this section element, we have got a section element. Now this header part consists of a heading. Now this heading is only dedicated towards the body section. Now the body section actually represents the entire content for the web page. But this validator service is telling me that this section, if you go back to this Firebugs output, if you open this, if you close this, and it's telling me that this section needs to have an heading. So it's also telling me, also suggesting that I can use headings from H2 to H6 because I have already used the H1 tag element previously. So I can use the H2 heading for this section. So let's do that. Let's use that in here. Let's fix this. This is the heading for this is the heading for the section Let's write something like this: section element, and let's save this. Let's get back to our browser. Let's refresh the page. Okay. Samples. Fine. So now you see that